From city streets to country lanes, Rideshare Rodeo eases pains, sharing wisdom bit by bit, turning hustle into wit. 3 years strong, his voice rides high, guiding gig folk far and nigh. Cheers to Steve, let's raise a toast, Rideshare Rodeo coast to coast. He's the cowboy of the rides, navigating daily tides. With his guidance we feel free, rolling on eternally. Through each podcast night and day, Steve lights up the winding way. Gigs feel less like work alone, 'cause his tips have surely shown. 3 years strong, his voice rides high, guiding gig folk far and nigh. Cheers to Steve, let's raise a toast, Rideshare Rodeo coast to coast. He's the cowboy of the rides, navigating daily tides. With his guidance we feel free, rolling on eternally. Through each podcast night and day, Steve lights up the winding way. Gigs feel less like work alone, 'cause his tips have surely shown. 3 years strong, his voice rides high, guiding gig folk far and nigh. Cheers to Steve, let's raise a toast, Rideshare Rodeo coast to coast. Rideshare Rodeo coast to coast.
Hey there, folks. Looking for those best deals in town? Come on down to Uber Emporium. We got deals and steals here. Officially forgotten miscellaneous stuff for us, direct from the passenger's back pocket to the seat of a random Uber to you, and we pass the savings on. We got deals and steals. Come on down. Everything's 50% off plus surge. You can pay through the app. Don't worry, you're probably getting charged for it anyways. We do give discounts for Uber Teen out there if you can show that. You have to be. We don't care about unaccompanied minors in this store. Let me tell you. Not that Uber does, anyways. But anyways, let's get to the products here tonight. Today we're featuring candy, boxed and individual. We got this brand new half-eaten, half full box bag of Luden's cough drops right here. Wild cherry flavor, that's the best one. Tastes like candy. I like to rub it on my gums in the morning. Keeps my teeth sharp. Anyways, we'll sell you the whole bag. Or if you just want a couple pieces, we can do that. We can make that happen too. We got prescription medication, over the counter and under the counter, and alongside the counter. What is this? This is just a box, but this is Tylenol PM, folks. So for those long Uber rides that you're gonna probably forget some more stuff and leave in someone else's Uber, don't worry. This could be yours. It could already been yours. Actually, if you forgot it in Uber, here's your chance to buy it back. But we got Tylenol and Tylenol PM. Let's see here. That's it for medical stuff. Oh, hey, just this forgotten in an Uber Black SUV, but it was only occupied by one person. And not naming any names, but that person happens to be in a lot of legal trouble in the news. If I mention the name, you might be thinking like, oh, okay, well, yeah, they like to party a little too hard. This is a male urinal. So for those really long trips, this comes in handy. Let's see here. Can we get a close up on that? Yeah, boxed, ready to go. Some cleaning required, but this is a good one. Bathroom safety. It's all about bathroom safety. You don't want to get those cleaning fees for just, whatever the price we're going to let this one go for. Again, everything's 50% off plus surge. Discounts, there's discounts all the time On the other hand, there's also surge all the time, so it kind of balances out. Anyways, come on down to Uber Emporium. We got everything. Come on down. We'll make a deal. Just call us in the app.
Oops. What's the curtain still doing up? Come on, production crew. What's up, ladies and gentlemen? How you doing? Welcome to the Rideshare Rodeo. Man, I don't know about, I know that this whole country has had some of the craziest weather this year. Like, no matter where you are, like even in winter, we had summer weather, and then we had snow in May, and now we've been in the high 90s, cracked 100 the last 2 days here in Denver. And I know there's places hotter, but man, when you got a city this size and all concrete and everything, it's just melting you. Yesterday was just absolutely brutal. And it's been going on for weeks. So I know that there's not a lot of sympathy because everybody's gone through some major weather stuff this year. However, we've been going through this for a while, and it's not like tomorrow it's expected to end. From what I've seen, you can keep going 10 days out on some of the best mapping satellite apps and websites, and they're just all high 9. I don't know. It's just got to end. It's got to end. But what's up, everybody? I have this is going to be my podcast room, even after Max's girlfriend leaves this week. This is going to be my new podcasting room. I got a boost I'm going to be putting there for the signal, even though it's been decent. And I'm going to do a couple last things here, but this is going to be my new comfy room. So actually, the curtains and some things make the acoustics better in here for the audio too, I noticed. So this was a temporary thing, but I think it's going to turn into a full-time thing. And welcome, everybody. I was a little, I let my son take my car, which left me his car, but I told him I might need it. I didn't even do anything with it. It was so hot. I just chilled around the house, and kind of I got all my laundry done. I got things where I usually cut out a little bit at a time. But since I was here for the last few days while they were in Steamboat, I did seem to get a lot of stuff done. But here I am, and I got one of the best sleeps. Not that anybody cares, but I did. I got one of the best sleeps I've ever had. Not last night, but the night before. For me to wake up at noon, I don't think I've seen that happen in like 10 years plus. I mean, I didn't have anything going that day, and he was gone, and it was so hot, and I had the air conditioning units right in the house, and I don't know. I mean, I was blown away. It was one of those. But I want to talk about a few things, and this is definitely needs some input from you guys here. So this DoorDash insurance thing. So tonight I'm kind of just trying to get the pieces together on some stuff. I'm also going to tell you about some stuff that's going on, like the California thing that's going on with the algorithm that is actually a very huge deal. We'll get to that. But is anybody here, even if you have a theory, and if you don't want to type it out in the chat tonight, you can email me, steve@ridesharerodeo.com. That's my email. I always tell you guys you can email me there. But I would like to know if anybody is doing this DoorDash discount, because I looked into it more and more and more, and it first of all, those that know, it's breaking independent contractorship and even tort law, or even any of the labor laws that existed prior. ABC's one of the oldest of all, and then there's the Barella test, but now the ABC's coming back. All these tests, the first prong is the one that usually you can solve. Usually you can find a way to get past that and say, hey, I'm a independent contractor and here's why. Or at least through the years you've been able to. DoorDash is committing everything wrong to have this fight that they're going to have on whether we're independent contractors. In fact, it's coming up a ton. I'm going to, again, guys, if you don't know this, after every podcast, I put all the links to anything we talked about. And if it's something that I was building off a couple things, I'll kind of give you guys the search terms I use because you'll be able to find it. I'm nothing if not transparent. I'm trying to show you guys. I'm trying to give you guys the path to go read more on this and then come back to Discord and comment on the article. That's how like some of the best things that we've accomplished, I think, in this community, and some of the people that taught me who have a lot more experience in getting things kicked down the road and how to deal with politicians correctly. Because, most people say like, all politicians are dirty. You can't get anything done. That's like the dumbest thing ever said. Yes, it's tough to get things done. Yes, you have to build a team. If you're going after something big, yes, one of those team members has to have a little, not necessarily dirt on the person, but like a leverage or a friendship or something that can cross that boundary. But that kind of stuff isn't so rare. It happens. It's just finding it's that old term about like pick your battles, right? Pick your battles. Don't fight everything. And especially like those of us fight. This is why I say vote with your wallet. Don't vote on any character because you can't believe anybody's character when it comes to political runnings. There are some good people, but you can't go on what they're presenting to you. So, do your research and, and vote with your wallet. Vote that I'll never change that. Vote with your wallet. That's real simple. You're never going to go, I'm so glad I voted for that guy. It cost me a ton of money, but man, I really like having him as my president. Like look, things do happen in administrations, things get changed, but we don't ever see full overhauls. And there's a good reason for it. Because if we did every 4 years, we would see a complete overhaul in this, and we would be more in trouble than we are now. But I'm really curious about this DoorDash insurance thing, and here's why. DoorDash, prong A is fairly easy. Prong A is the one where the company hiring an independent contractor says, I am not telling that driver what to do. I am not telling him how to do his work. I am not instructing him. I have independently contracted him out to do a job. Now he can do it with whatever tools and means necessary. So even mapping in the apps. And if some of you are like, yeah, it tries to get you to use the map in the app, that might not be crossing the line if the app itself offers, which many do, offers you like, hey, do you want Apple Maps? Do you want Waze? Do you want Google? Do you want this in-app? If they're offering them all to you, I mean, really, they're doing you a favor because otherwise you'd have to copy and paste the address out to the app you wanted to use. So they are saying these are available. That's okay. They're not telling you which one to use. And they're hoping that most people, and my guess is since 85 plus 90% of the people work, 7 to 9 hours or whatever it is now a week. They're very part-time. My guess is those people never even get to those settings. So they don't know. But here's what I want to know about DoorDash. So much, actually. But I actually want to know this in specific because they're giving you, if I understand it right, and I've really looked into a lot of these, they're giving you $30 or $40 a month if you can prove you have DoorDash coverage on your insurance. Okay, there's already a problem there, but let me move on. And then right underneath it, they're saying, hey, if you have State Farm, you're going to get more off. Okay, what? Hold on a minute. So if I get insurance, okay, so DoorDash, you never checked me. first of all, none of the gig apps really check. We upload our insurance, and I've mentioned this to people. I say don't do it because I don't think you should do it. And everybody should be insured. You guys should know that. So me saying this, please don't take this as, oh, that's a good tip and trick. This is not a tip and trick. This is a reality, and you shouldn't do it. But this is where it ends with the gig apps, is they say upload a picture of your insurance. I've said this before. I haven't said it a lot of times, but I want to say it one more time. You can go right now online and buy a 6-month policy. Go on to Lemonade, find the cheapest one. It'll search it, and it actually is really, its AI is amazing. It will find the cheapest rates and get a 6-month policy. Pay for it and cancel it the next day. All insurance in the country, all insurance companies that participate, that are even eligible to insure you, have to follow the same rule, which is you have to be prorated to the day you cancel the policy. So if you buy a $180 policy and use it for one day, they have to credit you back 179 days. So you buy it, or buy 1 month, do whatever you want. But if you buy 1 month, you're going to have to keep doing this. But if you were to buy a 6-month policy, upload it to every app, there's my insurance, you could cancel it the next day, and for the next 6 months, you're not insured. So there's always ways to find things out, but here's my issue. DoorDash has been around for a long time. They've only been big since the pandemic, but they've been around for a long time. They always had the weakest security check. I mean, I know a handful of people, and I think some of you, who were brought onto DoorDash without a background check. There was a time when they didn't even ever run them. But so now DoorDash is saying, upload your insurance that says you're covered to do DoorDash. So a couple things happened there. One, the insurance companies have now been, if most of you probably haven't, but if you've ever called an insurance company to just even ask about this stuff, do I need to be covered? For a lot of agents through the last few years would have said, you know what? No, probably not for food delivery. Rideshare, yeah. I don't know. But I do know that they're being trained differently now, not just on this, but on I happen to have a bad horror story about somebody here in Colorado who had their entire insurance policy that they had for 40 years with the same company canceled on 2 cars because of our flock camera system. If you guys don't know about flock cameras, go ahead, go down that rabbit hole, Google it on your own. It's some evil stuff. Like I was saying today, flock cameras are something that, like, if we were debating it, you could put me on either side. I would want to be on the side of the debate saying why they should not be around. But it's one of those debates. You could put me on the other side too. I could say enough good things about the flock cameras, but it's one of those things. It had some really good ideas, but now like always, they got, if we can do that, we can do all this. Don't we have to get the people's approval? No. Like we're doing it here. It's horrible. And so in a nutshell, I'll just tell you what happened to this lady. She's from up north a little bit, going out of Denver, so we'll say it's like Westminster, Thornton area, if you do know Denver. And her son had the other car, lived with her, and he started going to Red Rocks Community College, which is out all the way by Golden, right on the farthest west part of the city. And he was spending the night at her house, which was 1 mile away from the community college. So these flock cameras are meant for, technically, they're meant for only police, fire, looking for sex trafficking, things like that. It's supposed to be police. This is supposed to help everybody. So this woman gets a call, and it's her agent, and he shares with her that, hey, we know that your son has been sleeping over at here. And he said, I can list the dates, but in the last month, 78% of the nights he spent the night over there. Your policy says the car will be here. And he said, unfortunately, due to some new standards we have to cancel your policy. She's a customer of this, and they're an A-rated company. You all would know them. She's been with them for 40 years, and she gets her everything cut off because of these flock cameras. Well, here's my thing. If you're thinking, okay, well, I'm sure there's worse things happening too. Yeah, but let's call it State Farm for a minute. Or is there insurance? How the hell did State Farm get the insurance? How the hell did State Farm get the footage? This is for police and stuff. I'm sure you can hack something or whatever, but it doesn't feel like that's what's going on. It feels like they're already, the police department and the people running the flock surveillance is selling this off to other people. I don't know. It's so crazy to me. Yeah, right? Yes. And I don't often tell you guys to read because I'm older and my eyes got a little worse, but I used to read a lot. Like, I don't want to read anymore. I read articles and things I need to keep up with. But for you younger folks, 1984, go check it out. It's the perfect time to watch that movie or to read that book. Everything will make sense right now. But I want to know, so who's with this DoorDash thing? Who actually did anybody actually jump ship to State Farm? Because again, they're breaking A there because they're saying, we need to see your insurance, or we will pay you if we can every month. And if you go with State Farm, we'll pay you more. So clearly, let's not even act like we're stupid. Clearly, they have a deal with State Farm. They have an affiliate deal with State Farm or something, saying, like, hey, if we bring you gig work customers, you know what I'm saying? Like, and that's just shady and shitty because, okay, for 10 years plus, DoorDash didn't give a shit if you were insured. And that's the truth. When they weren't checking, they didn't give a shit if you were insured. Not at all. And now they're saying, we should probably see that. And you know what? I think I've already told you guys, but this goes along with a lot of the conversations I'm having with lawmakers. This goes back to the illegal stuff. And again, I hate to say this, but these are the ideas that I was telling you guys about for a long time, where in some states things aren't going to look real good because the lawmakers did bad decisions. The lawmakers said like, oh, that sounds like a good idea. And even all you guys with me, like, we've been around this. This is podcast number 580 or 98, two away from 600. Been doing this for a while. And, they're just, with everything that's going down, I'm shocked that they're doing this. And I hope it is getting them some foot in the door with some politicians, because they're going to need it. DoorDash of all is going to need it. DoorDash is in a lot of trouble. We all know Uber's in a lot of trouble, but Uber's in a different type of trouble. Uber's in trouble for how the law is interpreted for their drivers committing sexual assaults. That's almost a make or break at this point for Uber. If this goes the wrong way, they really, everybody would say, no, you can't take down the biggest. Okay, you can if you have 3,000 and they're growing daily because people are coming out of the woodwork. And there's been 2 caseloads finished, and the first one paid out $8 million from Uber. Second one paid out $5,000, but both were losses. All these companies, I read something today. on, and these guys go back and forth, these traders on what, oh, it's bearish, it's bullish. But I did read a really, I'll have to find it because I didn't even plan on bringing it up, but I'll find the Lyft article. But there's a Lyft article out there. There's always like, oh, I'm bearish, I'm bullish. Oh, Lyft is going to come back. Lyft's the other rideshare company. Like I finally read an article that made a lot of sense to me. I'm gonna find it, put it on Discord, because Lyft, there's some serious people saying that Lyft can no longer make it. Like it's more of a, how long is their timeline? And how do they handle that timeline? Do they sell out? Do they go under? But at this point, I've heard from, and again, nobody ever knows, but I've heard from enough people where I can see all the points they're making, and I don't see a lot of positive points for Lyft. I mean, their share is down in like under $13 or something. It's hurting bad. Okay. Oh, I wanted to jump over to, I'm going to be bouncing around a little bit here. I wanted to jump over to Expedite. If you guys all saw this morning, there was an update. I think some of you knew this was coming. Lyft stock is up. What, from 1292 to 1292 and a half? I'm kidding. They might be up a little, but still, they're just, I mean, being up for what? Because the overall trend, you know how I look at things. I look at things in the 6 month, mainly because we always keep the, I just like keeping the same standard. I don't want to go look at a year and then the 5 year or like a month. I like to always work with something. And I think 6 months is a good grid. But on the Expedite app, I wanted to tell you guys, and I'm sure you already saw it, but first of all, you guys know there's feature 1, the Steve feature, which is the auto decline feature where you don't get penalized for, if you've taken the orders you want for the day on Expedite, you can go into the settings and you can enable auto decline. And not only does it not hurt against you, it helps your score, but your response rate score. I've been busting their balls for a while because that's a match, like being on time for the pickup and on time for the delivery in catering world, that matters. I get that. I mean, is that one fully legal? No, but I've been working with these guys since the beginning. They've integrated 2 now things that I've suggested directly into the app. And the next one was getting rid of the response rate, because I know people were freaking out. They were telling me, they were saying, Steve, like, dude, fuck, I missed one, and I've had this happen to me, and it's almost impossible to understand, to be honest. I mean, even when Chris and I have talked on several occasions about it, I feel like he's not even 100%. Like, it's weird, but like if you miss one, that's against your last 30 deliveries. How many offers did you see? So you're going to go down 1 the first day. You're going to go to 99.66. But then if you respond, at least, doesn't matter, accept or decline, but you respond to all the 10 you see the next day, you still might go down another third or even 2/3. You might see it bounce around for a while once you leave that 100 zone. So think about, like, even I would call Chris and go, dude, what the hell? I didn't miss that. And I'm thinking, man, if I'm doing it because I don't bug him and I don't believe in metrics, I'm always just trying to bring things to his attention. But he said it, and of course it's true. He said, you know how many people bought, like, dude, I went down this little bit. And I've had a lot of people, so even some of you, I'll even say, even some of you tell me it matters where that is. Chris told me a while ago, it don't fucking matter. I mean, it does, but it doesn't. But he actually used my words because he was going to go with a percent. He wanted to remove the response rate and do something a little different where it still would be expected. But his idea was also, I thought, very good. Chris Heffernan wanted the response rate to stay in there. they were going to keep it as a score. Instead, they went to mine and even used my words. So now we got Steve feature 1, which is, you know, I don't want to see any offers and have them held against me for a little bit. And then you turn that on and off at will. And now we got number 2, response rate. Awesome. Awesome means we're all on the same one. So it doesn't matter if you're 91% or you're 100% or you're 97.6 or you're 95.2. Doesn't matter. 90 plus is awesome. So, exactly. And this is exactly what I've talked to Chris about many times, Brian, is that I stay away. I know that I do believe a lot of you guys do too, but sometimes there's something worthwhile to be seen on a Facebook group. I actually stay away from them. I modded Curry's for a couple years. And even in the nice Facebook groups, everybody turns into an asshole. I don't know what it is. Everybody's got to be a know-it-all, and everybody's wrong all the time. It might apply to them, but even that, I wonder. Everybody sounds like, dude, this is how it is. I'm certain of it. I wrote the code. No, you didn't. You don't understand the code. You know what the hell you're talking about. But awesome. So that now means that you can be between 90 and 100, and your response rate counts the same if at 90.5 as it does at 100. So now it's proof. And this kind of stuff I love. I love proof. This is proof. And it's a good thing, because think about how much even Chris would even tell me, like, and even I had done it. I mean, I see Tim in here. I know Tim's done it. So I'm not blaming any of us, but we've called and said, hey, dude, I didn't miss that one. Like, you just want it fixed on that off chance that it did matter. But they told me so many times, it doesn't fucking matter. It doesn't matter. And I got to say, like, for a long time, you guys know I had to work my way back up, because years ago I got on this thing. And then when I wanted to get back up, all my stats had gone to complete shit. So I worked my way back up to it. But I love the awesome. I love the being able to pause the offers. And I finally got an answer. I thought it was an Android iPhone thing. The sounds, it's not. Some of you probably already know. Some of you might know the right thing from a group. Some of you might know the wrong thing from a group. So let me tell you the right thing. In this update, the sounds got messed up. So if I go to my settings where I would turn on auto decline for the next 24 hours, but I'm only gonna do it for 10, whatever, and then I say save, there would normally be the same sound as when an offer comes in. Or if you do test notification in that same in-app settings, it would do the same sound. All of those sounds and offers that came in, if you have the app open right now, all sounds don't work. But if you have the app closed, your offers will come in and make a noise. Because it was happening, and I was talking to Chris earlier today, and I was like, dude, I'm in the settings and all the noises are gone. So when the offers come, are they going to work? And he was like, I don't know, but it did. As long as you have the app closed, it's still beeping. So I'm sure they're going to patch that. But if anybody else noticed that, I guess my thing is, if for those of us that come in at a certain time of day, every day, to see what those offers are going to be, make sure you're staring at it, because there's going to be no noise till they fix it. You're not going to have the app open and be like doing something over here and hear the ding and look over to see what it is. You'll have to hear it. You'll have to be out of the app as of now. There's a handle full of know-it-alls in the Facebook group. Yeah. I know one in particular. It's a good friend of Tim's. I won't say her name. The buzzer outside, if you did the app update, Tim, your buzzer would work fine as it does. I know. The buzzer would work fine if you were doing normal and you were out of the app. If I was in my app, the buzzer did not work. And Chris and I thought it was just an iPhone thing, but then because there were some people reporting back about it, but it wasn't. It's in the app, and he did confirm it was an error in the update. So if you have the app open, I normally don't. At like 1:00, I might open it because I know they're going to be coming in. So, like if I have the app closed like I normally do and it drops down, yeah, it's going to make the noise. In the app, it's not going to make the noise. They're going to be fixing it, but I mean, like, and I think tomorrow or the next day even. But what else did I have? Oh, and I wanted to look, who the hell's doing meals now? And I didn't mean that like a threat. Like, who the fuck is doing meals now? Who's doing meals now right now? Anybody? Hello? I know you're Android. Is anybody on meals now? Even if you haven't done one, or have you onboarded? Okay. So I know that like Sue's been on it. Sue's probably been on it more than anybody. For some reason, her market had it way before most of us, I believe. But I know a lot of us have come on to it. But I am seeing I'm seeing what makes Zifty look like they don't have bots. Again, for the people there are people who are like, dude, I work that app and the bots aren't as bad. You got to realize bots, unlike selling illegal accounts, bots are only in cities or areas where there's enough orders for the bots to make money. They're not going to go to city X if they don't have any volume on that app, or if it's a small city. They're not going to run a bot until there's enough business to run that bot. But they're very expensive. And I already checked with the guy. I've kept all the Instagram handles because over the years on TikTok, boom, I put Instacart, some of the other ones too, Spark for a while now, but I put Instacart to this day. And I've had shorts on TikTok that say Instacart bots are stealing every damn good order. Nobody even has a chance of getting one. And of course, what happens? Bot replies to go to a bot on Instagram on a different platform. They've never been able to shut them down. So you got thanks, Sean. Appreciate the coins. But so you go to this bot, and they're already selling meals now. I got to tell you, when like Josh B had told me for Zifty, he's like, you pretty much have to get a second phone. If you're not doing a bot, you got to get a second phone. You got to just have it open on it. And I remember a couple times having it open, and why the hell are you spamming me with you throwing jewels at me? Put your family jewels away. But Josh had said, you need a phone. If you have a second phone, he's like, you need a third phone for Zifty. And I'm like, no way I'm doing that. So I tried it a couple times, because every time a drop down came in, if I touched it, it wasn't even in there anymore. It was so long gone. I can have meals now open on the offers and watch the drop down come in, or be out of the app and watch the drop down come in, and I'll see like 15 in a row in 2 minutes. And I keep touching every one. Every one of them goes there, and there is never, ever an offer in Denver. Ever. I've seen two $25 ones when I've gone into the app, left it open, and just left it open. And there weren't even alerts. They just popped in at $25, and even they were gone in a minute. And they were like, the pay was way the hell off. So just so you guys are aware, if you're starting to get into Just Eat, it is a round robin system. You're just fighting against others like a lot of apps. And in that case scenario, that's why Expedite, that's why even a DoorDash, that's why they can't get hit with the bots, because it needs to be a round robin for the bot to be able to get in there and grab all the best ones. So I don't know. I can't speak for other markets, and Denver's had it pretty bad. Instacart is a joke, has been the worst, even when other people were doing good. I mean, other people in this market, Van, Tony, we can all tell you guys, Instacart sucks. All independently will tell you that, and it always has, because it's bot run. Denver's a bot run city for Instacart. Same thing has happened with Meals Now, and I know it's happening in other markets too. But in some markets, it's not as bad. You can still get an order off it. But again, it's funny because I've been seeing a bunch of videos about Meals Now. I'm not watching them all. I'm just seeing a lot of people that I've known over the years making videos about Meals Now. And I'm like, damn, like, just even the titles, unless it's just pure clickbait that they're going to say, oops, I lied about that title. And that's not what it is. I already know this is not what's happening. But there are people saying, dude, Meals Now is the bomb. No, it's not. And any good creator that's been around for a while and worked a lot of these apps should damn well know what's going on with this. You know, I know sometimes it's not happening in your market or in somebody else's market, but to any creators, if you're like, I'm on that app and it doesn't happen to me, so that's just bullshit. Okay, realize that you're probably in one of the very few markets not being affected by it. It's not the other way around. It's not very few markets are affected by bots. It's very few aren't. So, you know, I don't know. They're out there. Don't buy them. And we've been through them before too. The keys, all that shit. You're going to spend a lot of money on these bots. I don't even understand how people make any money on them. So Tesla, I don't know if you guys saw this. Tesla is pulling back on the autonomous program. Pretty big move. I mean, Elon himself made the announcement. This is the guy who said they'd be there first and all this. And I know Waymo's expanding. It's an interesting article. It'll be in Discord. But he was saying, you know, they had told everybody by December 2025, there would be driverless vehicles available to anybody that wanted one in a Tesla. Well, we're in 2026 and you're not even close. So I think he finally just saw it as like, man, I can't be part of this Waymo, 1,700 other BS companies, you know, making fake scooters, and we have them here in our town. Oh my God, it's driving me nuts. But that we can't have those. We can't have eVTOLs, you know, things flying around the air. Right in the family jewels, Sean. But then there's a divorce going on between Uber and Waymo that already happened in Phoenix, but now is happening full scale. Atlanta, Austin. And I know it doesn't sound like a lot, but I don't know if you guys have seen in Austin over the past 2 weeks, since they have been allowed to, they've written $9,000 of Waymo parking tickets. Things are getting bad for these AVs. Like everybody, and I'm not saying like, look, they're not going to be real. We've always said they're going to be real. It's just when they try. It's one of those things. You guys have heard this term, even if you can't put it into a perspective of something. You've heard the term. They came to market too soon. They went to market too soon. They went public too soon. So not even that they're all going public, but they're all coming to market too soon. It's nothing more than PR. A Waymo doesn't work. It's just in your city driving around and you're thinking, Waymo, that's that dude with the LiDAR, kills bodega cats and tries to kill kids. And I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Let smugglers in the back. Can't shut its own doors. Don't work. Safety drivers over in the Philippines. I know what you're talking about. But so all that's going on. And now I have to find this article. This article is important. Even though I'm kind of burning up. Mm-hmm. Oh, wait. Okay. Maybe I've got an idea here. Mm-hmm. Okay. Oh, and a Waymo hit a lady. If you didn't see it, I don't think we'll get there tonight, but a Waymo hit a lady 2 days after the report came out on safety with these lawless mobiles. Is this the one? Okay, so we have this is one. So Uber can't. So okay, first of all, this is hcamag.com. It'll be in the Discord notes, guys. Uber can't dodge lawsuit by calling drivers an independent contractor. This is an old case, but it just somehow got a revamp, and this somehow happens. And it's not a little deal. It's actually a huge threat. So a New York appeals court revived a lawsuit against Uber, ruling the company failed to prove its driver was an independent contractor. The decision handed down on July 22nd, 2026, just recently, by the appellate division, second department, carries a plain lesson for HR teams. Calling a worker a contractor does not settle whether the worker is one. Courts do that. The disputed case with a 2020 crash, a driver rear-ended a vehicle stopped at a red light. According to the ruling, the motorist he struck sued, claiming the driver who hit him worked for Uber and was on the clock at the time. And that for Uber, and that the company should have to answer for his driving. Uber asked the trial court to toss the claims against it, arguing it could not be blamed because the driver was not its employee. A Queens judge agreed and dismissed the case against Uber entities in December 2024. There you go. After 3 years of messing with it, they just dismissed it. Well, it's completely back now. So the appeals court just got their hands on it. The appeals court took a different view. Under a rule called Respondit Superior, an employer can be liable for a worker's on-the-job mistakes, but that rule generally does not reach independent contractors. Telling the two apart, the court noted, is usually a factual issue for the jury. Now, remember, the jury's going to get shown how, like, here's the ABC. They're going to get shown the ABC test. Here's the ABC test. This is what you have to do to be an independent contractor. And then they're going to present their case. None of these companies meet any of these. So what do you feel about it? This could be a really, really tough case on the company. So Uber, the court held, failed to establish their entitlement to the judgment as a matter of law because it did not eliminate all triable issues of fact about whether the driver was an independent contractor. So the claim against the company goes forward to trial. The court blunter about the driver. A rear end hit on a stopped car points to negligence unless the driver has a solid explanation. Fair, right? This driver blamed brake failure. But so I'm laughing because I think it's like the dumbest thing to say. They can check and go, your brakes are fine. But he blamed brake failure. The court called that a vague and conclusory assertion and said he offered no proof that reasonable care had been taken to keep the brakes working. Interesting take. It granted the motorist summary judgment on liability against the driver, and the two taxi companies said to own the vehicle. For HR leaders, the takeaway is a classification risk. A contractor label is not a shield a business can raise on its own word. When the facts are in the dispute, the question goes to a jury, and the burden sits with the employer to clear it. I gotta be honest with you guys. Like, I know you're all, yeah, man, they go to court, they just pay me a lot. That's not what this is. And this jury will be given real information like we know. And then they'll be asked, do you think these are contractors? But they're fast tracking this. It's already in the appeals. And, over the next few weeks, we'll hear more and more about it. And the last thing I wanted to talk to you guys tonight about, do we have enough time? We have just enough time. Perfect. Is this, where is that one? There's a California decision we need to talk about. Or it's a California law. That now they have to follow. We have to talk about this. So a couple of years back, during all the AB5 stuff in California, there were some things put in place for algorithms, things like that in California. When all of this stuff started going down, and AB5 happened, and Prop 22 happened, and everybody's fighting, and nobody's happy, and everybody got screwed, and careers were lost, businesses were ended, self-employed entrepreneurs went out of business, freelancers, it didn't matter what you were, you got screwed. But so here we're talking about the California Privacy Protection Agency, so Cal Privacy, announced the launch of its first formal California Consumer Privacy Act, the CCPA. Now, this has been coming for a while, and the companies have known it. That's kind of what happened in Colorado. When the judge ruled and they decided at the 11th hour they wouldn't do it, but the judge already said a year earlier, don't think about pulling that 11th hour crap. And so as soon as they did, he said, nope. And he made them push. They got that law in place in time here. But the same thing's happening here because they agreed to let this happen. So what this is how's the easiest way I can break this down? Okay, so people they sell our data every day on the apps. We are okay with this. We check the box saying we're okay with it, sell our data, blah, blah, blah. Well, they do have the right to do that. They are a business. If they get your consent, they have the right to do that. And they're providing, in all honesty, most of them are providing us a free platform to work on. Whether we like it or not, it doesn't matter. They're providing you a free platform. So for that, there could be some trade-offs. However, something that California looked at that was great, and now it's in place, and It's actually like it's underway right now. They're actually doing this. And the only concern that they even have, because everything's in place, every mechanism, is if the gig companies deny them the access to do it. But it already by the Supreme Court, this has been put into place that if they do that, they actually will be shut down. This is just the same way they solidified Prop 22 for life. They've just done a couple moves in California where they're like, if you fuck with this, we're shutting you down. If you guys ask about Prop 22 again, you're never getting that change. It's law now. So instead of saying you can't use their third-party data, this is a new approach. This is California Privacy Protection Agency saying that they are bringing in an algorithm. The companies have known this. The algorithm has been studying. So there's a lot of reasons I love this. It's not just what the cause is that you'll hear, but they've got the algorithm down where they have another algorithm that can get in there and speed read it. And it's not as entrapping as we thought. They can't, things are going to get seen. And if they aren't seen, that goes against the deal they made. Because so what they want to know is tech platforms collect significant amounts of personal information from both consumer and workers, including precise geolocation, performance metrics, biometrics data, financial information, and communications records. So Cal Privacy further notes the algorithm systems may not use information or may use this information to make consequential decisions regarding worker assignments, ratings, earnings, and account status. We all kind of know this in some different wording. But the audit that they're doing will, what it's going to be doing is examining whether the workers and consumers can effectively exercise their CCPA rights, which is the right to know what personal information each platform is selling of yours. So you have to know everything. You can click the third-party box. Yes, I agree, so that I can get online right now, blah, and go do your thing. But they're going to have to tell you, if you ask, they're going to have to tell you, we're selling your information to this. They're going to have to be specific. So they're going to have to tell you, you have the right to know what personal information the platforms collect, how the information is used, and with whom it is shared. That is, each driver has that right. This isn't a spot check audit. If they find problems, it either is or isn't working. But the CCPA, as of the 21st of July, is in a 45-day response and what's called a response mode. So they have to get the response of the company and at least have 3 days out of the 45 to respond, which is the minimum they need to respond. So even that could be pushing it. So these are all going to happen real quick, but I find it very interesting because if you're thinking, okay, well, so what? They're going to find out. This is the first time that any government, they can kick you out of the country. They can tell Uber to shove it up their ass. They can tell Doordash they suck. They can impose fines. They can do all kinds of things. But this is the first time that they've been forced and had to accept the way this all played out. It played out with a lot of other bad things that were going on. But they have to expose the algorithm to the CCPA. And what will it do? I don't know. One thing they'll know right away. Who are you selling the data to? And if they're like, well, we're not telling, they're going to be shut down. It's pretty simple stuff. I mean, that's what I got for today. I see. I don't even know what you guys were saying here. I saw Elon. I don't know what Tim's talking about. Coin, Sean. You all right. You guys, that's a wrap for this week. It's hot as shit. and I need 1 more day of rest. I need 2 more days of rest. I mean, I'm gonna be working, but I need 2 more days of rest. You guys stay cold. I know that some of you are not. I know some of you already had your heat peaks, and you've already moved to a cooler situation. But we've been in one for a while, and it doesn't seem to be coming to an end anytime soon. So, if you are in it, drink lots of water, and try and stay out of that damn heat, man. You kill yourself. Until next time, guys. Be good, be safe, and we'll see you back here next time on the rodeo. Later, folks.
Well, just a humble cowboy. I don't drive no truck or tractor, but when it comes to rideshare, I'm a legendary factor. I'm Steve from the Rideshare Rodeo. I know the roads like my kin, helping all them drivers out there make that mileage spin. From Nashville to LA, I've seen it all, my friend. Late nights and early mornings, driving till the daylight ends. I've heard all the stories, shared a laugh or two with them rideshare cowboys out there hustling for their due. Saddle up, my friends, it's time to ride. The Rideshare Rodeo, changing lives. We navigate